Hey guys, Lord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Animaniacs Ultimates Wave 1, The Brain, from Pinky and the Brain, Brain. Da, da, la, da. This, of course, is brought to us by the fine folks over at Super7, and I'm not sure what I just did there. Don't ask. We're just going to forget it happened and move along with this review because we got a lot to talk about with good old Brain here, voiced by voice acting rock star Maurice LaMarche. Those of you who are real Ghostbusters fans might know him better as Egon Spangler. And I want to say he voiced Father in Codename Kids Next Door, but I could be wrong about that. Because that could have also been Jeff Bennett, and Jeff Bennett is a voice acting rock star in his own right. He's in pretty much everything and anything you've probably ever watched that's a cartoon. I'm not gonna lie. I know him mostly as Brooklyn from Gargoyles, Johnny Bravo, and Duke LaRange from Mighty Ducks, but he's been in all kinds of stuff. And Dexter's dad from Dexter's Lab, but I'm not talking about him. He'll have his day. In fact, he kind of did during the Brooklyn Ultimate review from NECA last year. But Maurice LaMarche, he's awesome. He's a rock star, and that's all you need to know. So, let's cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review. Take a look at the Brains accessories, because we got a lot to talk about. Let's just get the elephant out of the room. He comes with an extra head, which, I swear to God, his head sculpts have more plastic than an entire Marvel Legends wave. It's insane. And I'm not just talking accessories either. That includes a bath. This is his kind of scowling, flipping out head. He's got the big eye there. I will say, he is very difficult to stand with this head in particular. It is the heaviest of the two. That said, it's got the cleanest ears out of both him and Pinky, so that figures the one I'll be throwing in a bag. It's the one that's got the best QC on it. Is that QC? Whatever. Setting that to the side. He does come with a plethora of alternate hands. Got a couple of fisticuffs so we can punch you right in the kisser. Or bonk Pinky on the head. He's got a pair of grip hands. Some smaller accessories. He's got a pair of wider grip hands. Hold them here. There you go. Actually, this one the thumb is up, this one the thumb is down, so they're a little different. And then he has a single turn your head and cough hand. Oh yeah, I wouldn't let this guy do that, by the way. He'd probably rip him off. He does come with not one, not two, but three. If I can grab the right accessory here, stupid. 3 flasks. So you can have a nice little Mad Scientist Dio set up, although these are a little big for 6 to 7 inch figures. You could totally set something up for the Pinky and the Brain, though. That'd be really cool. He comes with a little globe keychain, which is like a legit keychain. It's got the metal ring on the end and everything. So that's pretty cool. It's got some weight to it, too. He comes with a little pointer, or poker, whatever. He's explaining his plans to Pinky. Comes with a paper clip. Not a real paper clip, unfortunately, but a paper clip. He does come with one other thing. Where did I put it? Uh-oh, I forgot something, and I don't know where it is. Huh. Well, ain't that... Oh, there it is. It's off to the side here. It's got a blueprint for plans to take over the world. It's a little warped, and mine feels a little frayed down here, so that kind of sucks, but whatever. And you don't have anything to stand it on, so I kind of just balance it on the flasks and kind of have an illusion thing going on. And then, of course, the biggest accessory he comes with, yes, he comes with one more thing. This big arse freaking magnet with a working lever. Maybe that's what this one hand is for. Yeah, it does cup that nicely. Just your balls. But yeah, man, this is pretty sweet. This is pretty sweet. It does rotate. I will tell you, be careful about the little tuber there. You don't want to snap that off. It is a soft, pliable material, but you don't want to crank on it. But you can rotate this thing pretty easily. It's got a tuber going in that as well, so be careful with it, but the tubers are nice and soft. They do have a lot of slack on them. And then the little lever here hinges up and down, so that is pretty cool. That's all his accessories. So despite the fact that his head makes up for how small his body is, he does come with a plethora of stuff to mess around with, so that's cool. Let's take a closer look at him. I'm just going to pop his head off. Decapitate poor brain here. Is it poor brain? He's kind of evil, isn't he? There you go. There is the brain. Looks just like he popped out of the freaking show, man. He looks awesome. Got that scowl on his face. His ears aren't too monkeyed up, I guess. This one is. It's got a little scuffage there, but I've heard of ways to fix this too, but I'm not really willing to try it. But there you go. There's the brain's head. I'll set that to the side. His tail has a tendency to pop out on mine. I don't know if it's just not going in all the way or if it's just loose. But unless I pose it like this, it's not very tight. So that kind of sucks. I guess I could put something in there to tighten it, but we'll just pop this off for the time being as well. But he does have a zigzaggy tail, which is something I never noticed before. That said, this is the rest of the figure. Very minuscule. He's got a ball peg here. I'll show you the head range later. Hopefully I remember. But his shoulders can go out past 90, so that's nice. They do rotate forward and back. He does have a hinge in the elbow, single hinge with rotation. Swivel in the wrist with a hinge. Not nearly as loose as Pinky's. I don't know what's going on with Pinky, but his hands were super loose. He's got a waist twist, kind of, sort of. It's a bit of a ball peg, but it doesn't do much, which is probably for the best, because his head would make that thing super floppy and loose. Hips can kick forward and back a little bit. Just a little bit. He's got a little bit of glue residue here. I'm going to have to chip that off. I already got it, but did I just get it now? I might have just got it now. Either way, his hips kick forward and back pretty well. They kick out a little bit. They don't kick out a ton. And then his feet do rotate, and he's got a hinge in the foot. Rather loose foot, though, on both sides. So you might need to monkey with this guy to get him to stand. But if you want his feet to be flat on the ground, the best thing you can do is to put his feet kind of out to the side and work with the hip joints. That's the best recommendation I have for you. As far as his head goes, you can look up a little bit, down quite a bit. He can tilt side to side and rotate side to side. So, pretty decent range considering he's got a big old honkin' noggin there. Plug the tail in. Just rotates. Nothing crazy. But yeah, that's the brain. That is the brain in a nutshell. See, his one foot wants to buckle on me, so I gotta straighten it a little bit here. Keep him from toppling sideways, which is, tricky. It does take a little finagling to get it right, but once you get it right, he stands just fine. He's not going to topple over on you, but dang it if it isn't tricky. I guess there you go. That's as good as I can get for right now. There you go. But there's the brain. We're going to pan the camera up. Not only for our two regulars, but as promised in the Pinky review I posted earlier today, check that out if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it if you did. Here are both Pinky and the brain together at last. Pinky is, of course, known best as Brain's roommate, who is occupied with other activities. These two look awesome together. I can't hate on this. This is great. This is awesome. I'm so happy to have these two figures. That said, speaking of comparisons, as I mentioned, we gotta bring in our two regulars, right? So here's the Mythic Legion's brother Mandibulus, and the infamous 11th Spawn, who, while he does tower over everyone as usual, the Brain is not in scale with him. We need like some little minifigures of the Pinky and the Brain to go with the larger characters, especially just the Animaniacs themselves. They don't scale with them either. So Pinky and the Brain exist in their own kind of realm of dimensions and whatnot, and I'm okay with that. You know, that's fine. I'd rather the two of them were in scale with each other and they're close to like 1-to-1 scale than, you know, they scale with everything I have and they're just little teeny microscopic figures. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from being one of the most difficult figures from 2023 to stand the frick up, I love this figure. Much like Pinky, who I took a look at earlier today. Again, check that out if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it if you did. I love these Animaniacs figures from the fine folks over at Super7. Despite their shortcomings, I can look past that. A, because I have no money in them. They were Christmas presents from the old man. Shout out to the old man. And B, I've always wanted a set of Animaniacs figures. And this set, to me, checks that box. Are they perfect? No. But if you go through life wanting everything to be perfect, then you're never going to be happy. Ever. You're never going to be satisfied. You're never going to be content with anything. So you better just learn to accept things sometimes. Not all the time. Especially with Hasbro. And, you know, learn to pace yourself and deal with things. Because if you were patient enough to pick these up during that sweet arse Big Bad Toy Store Super 7 sale, then, well, you did a lot better than some people out there. I don't even think the old man got in on that one. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.